Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome into tonight's broadcast, the first of the 2023 season. It's the Green and Black game, formerly known as the Green and White World Series. It's where your JV and varsity teams take on each other in the opening game of the 2023 season before real preseason play gets underway next week. I'm Josh Grant, your play-by-play announcer here for the Venice Indian baseball program, alongside my color guy for tonight. You may know him, you may love him, you may not know who he is or may not like him at all. It's Jeffrey Fulcher. Jeffrey, is glad to have you here in the broadcast booth tonight.
I'm glad to be here, Mr. Grant. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here. Green and white, well, tonight's the green and black. That means the start of baseball. City of Venice loves it. I'm excited. Everyone's excited.
This is if you look at our camera tonight, we're obviously working through a couple of kinks. This is basically a practice game for a lot of us here on Venice Indian Baseball. We've got a brand new camera. If you look on the screen, we've got a couple of icons here that we will work on removing as the season goes on. If you or your business wants to participate in this Venice baseball broadcast, you can email me at vhsbaseballbroadcast@gmail.com and be a part of the Venice Indian baseball broadcast all season long. So tonight, the green versus the black team. The black team is away. The green is at home. We'll go over the rosters here. Jeffrey, actually, I'll let you introduce the black team who is manning the home dugout tonight here at Venice High School.
All right, so for the black team, leading off, we got Carter Cox, freshman. Batting second is Jeremiah Pachota, senior. Batting third, we got Jackson Lucas, sophomore. Batting fourth, we have Trent Adrian. He's a senior. Batting fifth, we have Maddox Volk, who's a freshman. Batting sixth, we have Brady Shoemaker, who is a junior. Batting seventh, we have Brody Whitlock, who is a freshman. Batting eighth, we have the younger brother of John Embry, Jake Embry, who is a freshman. Batting ninth, we got Aaron Montalvo. Batting 10th, we have Evan Ellsworth. Batting 11th through the first through third inning is Kane Judson. And batting 11th through the 4th through 6th inning.
You got it right.
Mike
We'll
Morrow.
explain it here in just a moment.
And then batting also 11th through the 6th through 9th inning is Keaton White.
So in this green and white, or green and black game here at Venice High School, they do things a little bit differently to kind of get everybody as many at-bats as they can. So we will bat 12 on the green team and 11 on the black team. It's listed here on the lineup where 3 guys will bat, first through third inning, 4th through 6th, and 6th through 9th. So I'll introduce the green team. I'll have the pleasure of introducing the green team who's manning the first base dugout, or the away dugout on the right side of the field. Leading off is the center fielder, number 1, Kyle Bechtold. Batting second is the right fielder, number 23, Justice Crockett. At third base, the 3-hole hitter, number 6, Nick Dunn. Behind the plate is the catcher, number 4, John Embry. On the mound is the tall lefty, the senior, the FGCU commit, number 26, Hunter Purcell. Batting sixth, the freshman at first base, number 15, Michael O'Connell. Batting seventh in left field, number 17, Sam Hoppy. Batting eighth, the designated hitter, number 1, and the first designated hitter for the green team, number 15, Billy Krause. Batting ninth, the second designated hitter for the green teams, number 29, J.P. Marshall. Batting 10th, the shortstop, number 11, Jake Harder. Batting 11th, the third and final DH for the green team in tonight's starting line, number 24, Brady Harden. And at second base, rounding out the 1 through 12, is number 9, Stephen Commander. So starting again, Indians is the senior lefty, Hunter Purcell, and you had a chance to play with Hunter last year. Tell me a little bit more about the future Eagle.
Well, as you can tell by just looking at Hunter, he is a tall kid. And he's a lefty, which really helps him out. When he releases the ball, he's like, I would say, probably 10 feet closer to the home plate than other kids would be, and that's just really difficult to hit. His fastball runs away from him. He's got a nasty slider. When Hunter's on, he's on, and he is very tough to hit.
Yeah, I mean, that's coming straight downhill at you. And,
straight downhill.
But you had a couple on the other side. You also, you and I spoke a couple days ago about Trent Adrian. Tell me about Trent.
Trent Adrian is he's a big boy too. He's probably 6'5". He's a righty. He just rears back and hums it at you. He has some velo, and you got to be, when you step in the box and you're hitting against Trent, you really got to be ready because it's coming.
There you go. It's coming. So leading off tonight for the black team is the true freshman, number 14, Carter Cox. It'll be Cox, Pachota, and Jackson Lucas, first 3 up for the black team. Take a look at the gorgeous new infield here laid by the Booster Club, or paid for by the Booster Club, put in this offseason. It's spectacular. Did a really great job. right, so Cox steps in. Purcell looking here for the sign. We're underway here for the green and black game. First pitch is high and outside for ball one.
Carter Cox, he's got a lot of talent, and the coaches are very excited to have him. He's a really good freshman.
The 1-0 from Purcell, fastball right on the outside corner for strike one. Evens the count at 1-1.
That's what Purcell does best. When he's on, he is able to just nibble the corners, makes you guess. He's got that good fastball.
The 1-1 to Cox outside again. Count goes to 2-1 in favor of the freshman center fielder. So again, season opening game coming up on on February 20th. The 2-1 outside. Count goes to 3-1. So we got 10 days to the season opener. And currently the plan is to be at all 21. So St. John Newman comes to town on February 20th, followed by Parrish on the 24th as the 3-1 is over for strike two, and it's a full count now to Cox.
5 pitches, 5 fastballs. Let's see what Purcell sticks with here.
The 3-2 from Purcell outside, and Cox draws a leadoff walk here for the black team.
Did that have a little wrinkle?
Second,
a little wrinkle.
For the black team.
Was that a slider, you think?
Left fielder, number 11, Jeremiah.
I mean,
Machoda.
it was definitely it was off speed or just kind of came out of his hand differently.
Yeah.
So Jeremiah Machoda, the senior left fielder, steps in number 11, starting in left field tonight.
Jeremiah Machoda, excuse me.
He'll square on the bunt. There's the first bunt on the new turf field. Third baseman comes in, fires to O'Connell at first. Put out goes 5-3. Cox advances to second.
And that is what Venice High baseball is built on. Bunting the baseball, getting it down, getting it fair, and moving the guy over.
Batting third for
Good
the
play
black
by
team,
Nick
the
Dunn.
Right fielder, number 10, Jackson Lucas.
Let me tell you, Mr. Grant, those are some sick helmets they got on.
Yeah, I like the helmets. It's an
Very
interesting
nice.
observation here early in tonight's green and black game.
Let's see. They will stay white because it is turf, people.
So Jackson Lucas steps in the 3-hole tonight, playing right field.
There we go. That was an
First
off-speed
pitch
pitch.
is outside for ball one. So one of our newest sponsors here on the Venice Baseball broadcast, Lucas Law Firm. We'll mention our new sponsors here as the broadcast goes on. We've got a couple of new ones here on the Venice Baseball broadcast. The 1-0 is chopped back to the new net and off the backstop for strike one.
The challenge fastball inside.
Another great improvement here as the chain link fence has been taken down and it is now a net behind home plate, and the sight lines are just that one difference makes an absolute huge difference from the broadcast side, from the sitting in the stands, the visual side. As
Beautiful pitch.
Good pitch by Purcell in there for strike two.
That's when you're a batter against Purcell, you've got to be ready. You don't know what this guy's going to throw at you. He's so good when he's on.
So Cox with the lead at second. Shortstop Jake Harder behind him. The 1-2 is grounded over to O'Connell, who has trouble with the first, can't find it.
Uh-oh.
And Jackson Lucas is on first.
That might have been the good old freshman first game jitters right there.
That is an E3, and there's the first let's go of the season for Jackson Dye.
Fan favorite, Jackson Dye. Everyone loves that guy.
So the first mark on the box score
Batting fourth
is an error.
for the black team, pitcher number 28, Trent.
And that's
Adrian.
also, that's
Adrian.
going to be a big difference here this year, is these guys trying to judge it off the turf. It's a different bit of a bounce than it is off of natural grass.
On turf, it comes at you faster, so you really got to be expecting the hop. Can't sit back. Got to go get the big hop. As O'Connell will soon learn.
As the first pitch is lofted in the right, Justice Crockett finds it, puts it away for out number 2. Cox comes home, and the black team have a 1-0 lead.
That's a good piece of hitting there. Sack fly, score run. That's what baseball's all about right there.
Batting fifth.
So 2 away
For the
here in
black
the
team,
top half of the
second baseman,
first.
Number 13, Maddox.
It'll be
Volk.
Maddox Volk hitting number 13, the black team's second baseman.
Volk is another very, very good freshman that the coaching staff is excited about.
As that first one is high for ball 1. The 1-0 strike on the outside part of the plate. Count evens at 1-1.
Let me tell you, Mr. Grant, these young guys are really going to have to step up, losing Merrick Houston in the infield and losing Cole Shoemaker in the infield.
And we got a rundown in between first and second. The ball gets away from the shortstop, Harder. And that is another error on the green team.
Coach K will have that fixed by next week. Don't you worry.
Purcell had him, but the play, unfortunately, he was not able to make it. It's a good pickoff move by Purcell.
Speaking of Coach K, he is out there in shallow center right now as we speak, as the game's going on, coaching the young middle infielders.
The 1-1 there for strike 2. And Purcell's 1 strike away from getting out of here with just 1 run across.
What got to do here is choke up, put the baseball in play.
The 1-2 high and outside. Count evens now at 2-2. Deuces are wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the first.
There you go. Volk's got a nice 2-strike approach going. Choked up, spread out.
The 2-2 low and inside. And the count goes full at 3-2. It's getting going early.
Big pitch right here.
The 3-2 from Purcell, grounded foul down the third baseline. And we'll stay here with a full count.
That's all you had to do with 2 strikes. Just protect, protect, protect. You're not really taking a big load. You're just getting that foot down and just using your hands, trying to put the baseball in play. Especially with a guy like Purcell coming, you got to be ready.
The 3-2 again, and they'll look him back at second. So some of our great returning sponsors, Gemini Apparel, Jody Callan, and the Sharkies Group.
Ooh.
The 3-2 just misses for ball 4. And Maddox Volk is on first. Runners at first and second now.
That is a great pitch by Purcell, but when you're throwing balls, the umpire goes in what's called a ball mode, and you may not get those close pitches. If you're throwing strikes and you throw a close one, you may get that strike that shouldn't be a strike. It's just the tempo of the game.
First pitch is inside, but called strike 1. So the list of current sponsors we have here: Sharkies Group, Gemini Apparel, Next Level Property Care joins the Venice Baseball broadcast, Jody Callan, Sports Cards, Venice Sports Cards and Collectibles, and Island Boat Rentals, Mature Image Barbershop, Anthony's Italian Ice, and Lucas Law Firm.
And there was that Purcell off-speed pitch. It is almost untouchable if he throws it.
The 0-1 goes 0-2, and runners off first and second. And I'll take a look.
Brady Shoemaker really stepped up last year. When injuries plagued the team last year, Brady stepped up, played second, played a little bit of short. We asked a lot out of the sophomore last year.
We've got some returners in the chat. Ryan's checking in again. Brady's, I believe that's Brady's aunt, Pam Zimmerman from Ohio, and Jeff Fulcher.
I know that guy.
The 0-2 now, or the 1-2 goes to 2-2. Runners on first and second take their leads. And 2-2 just misses high to Shoemaker, and the count's full.
3-2 counts is what kills your pitch count. If you keep going 3-2, 3-2, 3-2 every batter, you're not going to see yourself out in the game very long.
The 3-2 is pop foul, and we'll reset once again.
This is what Shoemaker does. Shoemaker gets in there. Shoemaker is not an easy out. He's going to make you earn his out. He gets in there, he fights.
3-2 outside, and bases are loaded for Brody Whitlock. And that'll get a meeting on the mound.
Batting seventh for the black team, number 12, Brody Whitlock.
So the DH for the black team, first of two, Brody Whitlock.
I
We'll
absolutely
go to left field and later on in tonight's game.
I love the buzz cut John Embry's got going. I think it fits him. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, you've got some nice lettuce going here, but you can either go one of two ways, either the long wavy or the buzz cut like John Embry, as the first one is swung on and missed for strike one. This is the college cut you've got going on.
I got the college flow going.
The broke college student flow.
Coach Ray wants me to go ball with him, but I'm not there yet.
Good pitch by Purcell, and he's quickly ahead in the count 0-2.
They dig the shine off the top of them.
Purcell working quickly. The 0-2 buckles the knees of Whitlock, but just misses for ball one.
That's what you call a good old seatbelt.
Good pitch by Purcell. The 0-2, 1-2 high and outside. Count goes even at 2-2.
Purcell needs to bear down here. This is a big pitch for Purcell. He doesn't want to go 3-2 again.
Another 2-2 grounded right back up the middle. Commander tries to make no, he does not make the play. And a run crosses the plate as Lucas comes home, and it's 2-0.
That's like what I was saying earlier, Mr.
Third
Grant.
error of the inning for the green team.
It's a young infield with the graduation of Merrick Houston and guys like Cole Shoemaker. These young guys are really going to have to step it up.
Number 2, Jake.
Well, it's early.
Embry.
It is early.
Embry.
First pitch is outside for ball one. Like you said, Coach K will have that
Fixed
cleaned
by.
up probably by tomorrow morning.
He may have them out here after the game.
Weno's in there for strike one. The 1-1 is fly down the right field line, foul. And it's 1-2.
Jake Embry, the younger brother of John Embry. It's almost their swing is almost copy and paste. They look the exact same in the box. The only way I can tell the difference is one got a buzz cut, one doesn't.
The 1-2 is flying into shallow right. That one's going to drop. One run will score. Crockett comes up with the throw. Another run scores, and it's 4-0. First hit of the ball game for the black team produces 2 runs.
That was a beautiful piece of hitting there by the freshman. Taking the fastball inside to the right center.
Batting the catcher, number 12, Aaron Montalvo.
Aaron Montalvo steps in. Runners at first and third.
Now, folks, since normally the green and white is a 3-game series spread out between 3 days, but tonight it's a 9-inning game because we're only doing it tonight. So it's going to be a long night. As Embry just delayed steal.
That was strike one. Embry gets down to second. So runners at second and third.
Delay, yeah.
For Montalvo. Four 1-0 for the black team here in the top half of the first. As it hits him, but he swung.
You don't really see that too often. That's Purcell's fast.
0-2.
Purcell's ball just runs in. You think it's going to be right there, and then whoop, it comes in on you. Two-strike approach. Choked up. Feet spread out in the box.
Whitlock off third. Embry off second. The 0-2. Strike three looking for out number 3. And that closes the top half of the first for Purcell. We go to the bottom. It's the green team's first chance at bat. Bechtold, Crockett, and Dunn. We'll be right back here on the Venice Baseball broadcast.
Fielder number 1, Kyle.
Back here, bottom half of the first, the green and black game here at Venice High School. Josh Grant and Jeffrey Fulcher on tonight's broadcast. First chance of the green team up as the first hitter, Bechtold, pops it up to second.
Volk. That's a freshman Volk over there at second. Makes a nice catch.
Volk puts it away for out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 out here for Trent Adrian.
That was just a
Batting
challenge
second for the
fastball.
Greenies, the right fielder, number 23, Justice Crockett.
And if you're Bechtold, let's see a pitch.
Yeah.
Adrian is working quickly as Crockett steps in. First pitch is foul back to the net for strike 1.
Adrian's just rearing back and challenge you. That's what the big guy's going to do. That's what's going to make him successful. Seeing how far the batters can hit the baseball. Challenge them.
The 0-1 curve.
That's a very nice pitch.
So that is the cut fastball. Thank you, Aaron. I appreciate it. I just called you by the wrong name, didn't I? The 0-2 swung on and missed for strike 3. And Trent Adrian.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good night.
4 pitches, 2 outs here for the black
third for the
team.
Greenies, the third baseman,
That'll
number
bring
6,
up
Nicky Dunn.
Nick Dunn.
Coach Shambora is probably loving what he's seeing right now. Minimum amount of pitches to get the outs.
And the umpire has to tell Adrian to hold on. Not wasting any time.
Save your pitch count. You can go deep into games.
First pitch fastball in right on the inside corner for strike 1.
No, I can guarantee you Embry ain't going to go down easy, though.
The 0-1, 0-2 to John Embry.
Excuse me, this is Dunn.
Nick Dunn.
Nick Dunn. They look the same.
Preseason.
I think they both got buzz cuts.
The 0-2 grounded right back to Volk. He'll flip it over to first. Low throw is in the dirt. A good pick there by first baseman.
Is that Montalvo?
In the first inning,
No, we don't have the first baseman listed. It's Brody Whitlock, so he is the first baseman. It's a typo here on the roster. So 3 up, 3 down for Adrian. We go to the top half of the second. Purcell goes back out for a second inning of work, and we'll be right back here on the Venice Baseball broadcast.
Ellsworth.
So top of the second, 3 up, 3 down for Trent Adrian in the bottom half of the first for the black team. Josh Grant and Jeffrey Fulcher here on tonight's Green and Black broadcast. 100% out for his second inning of work. First pitch is bunted right back to Purcell.
Beautiful bunt. Purcell's
He's got to make a throw. The runner is safe. Good bunt by Ellsworth.
The coaches are going to love that. Coaches are going to love that.
That is the second hit of the night for the black team. And that will bring up number seven, Kane Judson, another freshman.
If you can base hit bunt, you will find yourself in the lineup playing.
And that, that's a tough play to get off the mound as it is. But for a guy like Hunter Purcell, who's 6'8", 240 now, I believe, to have to come off the mound that quickly and spin around and make the throw, I mean, he's got to make a perfect throw.
It's a very tough play.
As that one is popped foul off to the right here of the press box. So normally we would have the business sponsors and advertiser here to the right of the box score. We're just running kind of some tests tonight to make sure that everything works as far as functionality goes. But if you and or your business want to be a part of the Venice Baseball broadcast, email us at vhsbaseballbroadcast@gmail.com. We're always looking to add new sponsors and advertisers and would love to have you here on the program. As Purcell will check on over at the runner at first.
I believe Judson is a freshman.
Judson is a freshman. The count pulls even at 1-1.
When you're a freshman playing in these games, it's your first little taste of varsity baseball here at Venice High, and you just savor every moment. You remember it all.
And Purcell will go back to first.
And that's Simon Yoakum going down to the bullpen.
Judson actually, with some big game experience, he was on the varsity roster for the state championship game and most of the playoffs. So a freshman here, or the varsity football state championship game and for most of the playoffs. So the freshman here in his first green and black game already kind of understands what big games feel like.
Especially at Venice. Venice is always in those big games. They're always playing in those big games.
The 1-1. Good snap curveball there by Purcell, and it's 1-2.
Venice is always scheduling the toughest opponents that we can to better so that you face all the good pitchers. So when you get to the playoffs, you're not surprised when there's a guy throwing 93 because you've been seeing 93 all year.
The 1-2 swung on, snap thrown on at first, and he's safe. So it's a strikeout for Purcell for out number 1. So you talk about the schedule, Fulcher, and your Venice Indians have a tough schedule as always this year. Back and forth at Tampa Jesuit, Parkview, Georgia, and Cavalry Christian, number 1 team in the country.
I think those 3 teams are in the top 10. So, but that's what Coach Faulkner loves doing, challenging the toughest people he can.
Well, and when you look at it, as far as the FHSA playoffs go, you go further and you go higher in the rankings. Say you lose, 6-1 to a Tampa Jesuit team or a 5-1. Not saying that that's what the Indians are going to do, but that's much different than beating a team with 2 wins on the season. You beat them 15-2 in the last game of the year. That doesn't do anything for you. So the higher and the more tougher the schedule you face, the further you can reach actually in the rankings for the FHSA playoffs.
That's a great point because last year the Indians, we were 14-13 going into, we lost in the second round of districts, and the reason we squeaked into that 8th seed is because of our strength of schedule, which
and
comes
got
from
him leaning off at first. O'Connell can't make the throw down to second. The runner is safe. As the throw was wide of the bag, the shortstop Harder could not get it back.
Which I was saying comes from playing those tough opponents. So playing the tough opponents and winning and losing to those tough opponents really boost you in the FHSAA rankings at the end when it really matters the most.
So 2-1 count now to the freshman Carter Cox. The 2-1 is lined, fouled on the third baseline, and it's 2-2. Got a couple checking in. Alex Bluthart, Jeff Fulcher, and Barb and Steve Cox watching from Maine. Thanks for tuning in to tonight's Venice baseball broadcast. The first of many this season, the green and black game. The first preseason tune-up for your Indians. That one's chopped over to second. He'll make the play to first for out number 2.
That's what you call a productive out right there. 2 strikes, just putting the baseball in play, moving the guy over to third, letting the guy behind you have a chance to possibly hit him in.
2 preseason games next week. Valentine's Day will be at ODA at 7 o'clock, and Friday, February 7th, to be home versus ODA. We will not have that broadcast, and we will be live here for the home opener on February 20th. That's President's Day, as your Indians take on St. John Newman at 7 p.m. First pitch is outside for ball 1.
Pachoda's going to be seeing a lot of outfield this year. Last year he was a big infield, played a lot of infield, but with a lot of people graduating, things move around. Pachoda has found himself in the outfield. I'm sure if he needs to, he will be brought into the infield.
As that one's line on the third baseline, just past the outstretched glove of Nick Dunn.
It's a nice piece of hitting.
The runner comes around, ball gets away from the first baseman. Pachoda gets down to second. And it is 5-0 Black team.
That was a very nice piece of hitting by Pachoda. Pacell left that curveball just hanging. Pachoda waited back, barreled it up, hit it to left field, and then the shortstop just, I don't know if he thought someone was over there at first. He just let it fly, and there was no one at first, and Pachoda took advantage of that. Now he's standing on second with 2 outs.
The 4th error so far for the green team.
Now Jackson Lucas,
right fielder number 10.
he's a very, very strong sophomore.
First pitch from Pacell. I'd say it's in the dirt, but it's in the turf for ball 1.
I heard Lucas actually put some balls over during BP. It's impressive.
It's a hard field to hit home runs at.
Very hard. That's why Coach Faulkner built it the way he did.
The 1-0 outside, count goes to 2-0.
The reason it's tough the reason this is a pitcher's ballpark is because the wind off the intercoastal is almost always, every game, blowing in.
The 2-0 misses low, and it's 3-0 to Lucas.
I remember a practice last year, or 2 years ago, Mr. Grant. The wind was blowing out. For some reason, Coach Velez was in charge of practice. And Coach Velez brought out the pitcher machine, and it was just a home run derby. I mean, it was just balls flying over the fence left and right. That was with the big bats, Aiden Korn, Michael Robinson.
How many did you hit that day?
I hit one to the warning track, caught by Michael.
Warning track, you mean infield? As that one's grounded down to the first baseman, O'Connor will scoop it up ahead of the bag and finishes this one off here in the top half of the second. We go to the bottom half of the second. The green team comes up. It's Embry, Pacell, O'Connell, first 3 up. We'll be right back on the Venice Baseball broadcast. All right, back here on the Venice Baseball broadcast, the green and black game, bottom half of the second. The black team with a 5-0 lead over the green team, helped out by 4 errors by a couple of youngsters here, but that's what this game is about. Josh Grant here and Jeffrey Fulcher on broadcast. Trent Adrian out for his second inning of work. First pitch is outside for ball 1. Adrian, a new signee to Hillsborough Community College up in Tampa. Good baseball JUCO. Congrats to Trent. Signed 2 weeks ago. The 1-0 low, last week. The 1-0 is low, and in the turf count goes to ball and 1-1.
I think, what Trent have, like 6 pitches last inning? Last inning?
I believe it was 8.
8? 2 off, almost. But that's what you want to do. He has fallen 3-0 here, though.
Fastball outside corner for strike 1.
There it is. That's what he just needs to do, is challenge batters with his fastball. His fastball is good enough to do that.
The 3-1, and Embry draws a leadoff walk here for the green team. And that'll bring up Hunter Purcell, tonight's starting pitcher for that green squad.
You know, Mr. Grant, one of my favorite stats in baseball is 80% of first pitch walks end up scoring.
We got a runner at first for Embry. It's number 4, Jason Allaire.
That's why pitching to contact is so important.
So number 4 running for number 4 for the green team. Allaire will take the lead off first. First pitch is grounded right back to second. It could be 2. It goes to second for 1. High throw gets away. Purcell safe at first.
I think Shoemaker just didn't have a grip on it, rushed the ball a little bit, slipped out of his hands. You don't see that.
Yes.
That's uncharacteristic of Shoemaker.
You cannot. It's a fielder's choice for Purcell. Cannot assume that the double play would have been completed. So it's 1 out. Purcell at first. And freshman Michael O'Connell will bat here for the first time for the green team.
Getting those first game jitters out. This is the place to do it.
O'Connell with a big swing and miss for strike 1.
O'Connell is a big, strong freshman. He's just a...
As Adrian looks over at first. The 0-1 to O'Connell is popped foul. And he's quickly down 0-2.
This is where Adrian thrives. 0-2. He's got junk he can throw. The batters don't know what's coming.
A couple of more in the chat. Judy Messier watching from Tampa. The 0-2, O'Connell looks at it for ball 1. And Sherry Cavers, thanks, Sherry, for watching here on tonight's Venice baseball broadcast.
That pitch did not miss by much. Maybe 2 or 3 inches.
The 1-2 swung on and missed for strike 3, out number 2.
There's that challenge fastball. Here it is. Good luck.
And that'll bring up the left fielder, number 17, Sam Hoppy.
The senior Sam Hoppy.
You can tell looking at Purcell, Embry, Hoppy, and even Adrian. These guys spent a lot of time in the weight room during the offseason.
Yes,
Talk about the preseason workout plan. I mean, I hear them every time I walk in 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning here on the campus of Venice High School. So give us a little insight into what that's like, Fulcher, as the count goes 0-2.
The Venice High workouts, no one else is doing them like Venice does it. It's waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning, getting to school at 5:30. Workouts begin at 5:45, and you're just getting after it in the weight room.
The 0-2 misses. Allaire takes off, and he's safe at second. So the pitch was a ball. Count goes to 1-2. Jason Allaire with a stolen base.
Football Coach Burton leads them, and he is on you. Coach Burton is on you because he wants the best out of you in the weight room. And it really forms team bondness.
Team Bondness, huh?
Team Bondness. I made that up right there on the
1
spot.
and 2 goes to 2 and 2. You know, there were a couple of times I thought about joining the workouts, but I just went back to eating my donut as I walked into work.
I think you should have joined, Mr. Grant.
Oh, thanks. Appreciate that. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here as Adrian delivers the pitch. Fastball swung on and missed for Hoppy. And that'll do it here in the bottom half of the second for the green team. We go to the top of the third. It's 4-5-6. Adrian, Vulcan, Shoemaker. We'll be right back here on the Venice Baseball broadcast. Top of the third here from Venice High School. It's the green and black game. Trent Adrian leads off for the black team. Josh Grant and Jeffrey Fulcher here on the Venice Facebook and YouTube pages. Join us as for your business sponsor or advertise the Venice Baseball broadcast. Email us at vhsbaseballbroadcast@gmail.com. If you would like to participate as new pitcher Simon Yoakum delivers the first pitch to Trent Adrian, who lines it into right center field. So 1 pitch, 1 hit for Adrian. And that'll bring up the second baseman, number 13, Maddox Volk.
That's just what you got to do with sidearmers. You got to try and take the ball to the other side of the field. It's so tough to hit off these guys, especially Yoakum. He's probably like 4 or 5 inches off the ground. It's what you call a knuckle dragger.
And now, you know, we've been saying the name Simon Yoakum for a couple of years. Yoakum, a junior, and has thrown a lot of big innings for your Venice Indians over the last couple of years.
I remember when I was a junior, Simon Yoakum was a freshman. He came in and shut down Sarasota in the district championship game as a freshman. That was super impressive.
Throwing about 41 miles an hour.
Throwing about 41. Well, he did it. Sarasota cannot figure him out. He's got that slider that's just a frisbee.
And you say that, and you say, well, you know, throwing about 41 miles an hour, but when it's got 41 inches of break,
exactly.
You know, that's over-exaggerating, but Yoakum could play a key part in the Venice bullpen this season, the 1-1 over for strike 2.
There ain't no spot too big for Simon Yoakum. I can tell him that. I can tell you that. He wants to pitch again. Embry, give me the pitch. Come on now. Yoakum, Pineview.
The 1-2 fouled just shy of the dugout, and one of our photographers here, Ryan Muhammad, has to run away for his life. That one was a screamer. You always got to keep your head on a swivel.
Talking about this backstop, as we just saw, balls shoot off this. So if there's a pass ball and you're at third, you've got to make sure it's not ricocheting back because you could be out at home. home because the ball goes right back to the catcher.
I believe there was a song about that. As the 1-2 outside and low, runner heads down to second base.
Is that the song you made about me?
That was the song I made about Jeffrey Fulcher. The count is even now at 2-2 to Maddox Volk.
Volk, as I've said, freshman. Volk is going to see a lot. He's got the opportunity to see a lot of playing time this year.
5-5-0 for the black squad. 0-0-4 for the green as the 2-2 is fouled back to the net. We'll stay here 2-2.
That's just good hitting right there. Fastball on the outside part of the plate, just spoil it off. It's not a pitch you can drive. But with 2 strikes, you're just trying to put the ball in play. And if you don't like it, protect it. That's what Volk just did. It's a good eye.
2-2 low. And the count goes full at 3-2. No outs here, top half of the third.
It's a very good pitch by Yoakum. That's a very good take by Volk. No one wants to lose the battle here.
As Yoakum will flip around and throw down to second. Thanks, Jeff Fulcher. He scores. No, he's out.
Those are the lyrics from the song we were just
Something
talking about.
like that. The 3-2 again. Swung on and missed. Good pitch by Yoakum. Volk couldn't find it for out number 1.
In the baseball world, that is what you call a sword.
Batting the shortstop, number 5, Brady Shoemaker.
As Shoemaker steps in and runner at second.
Big spot for the junior here.
Younger brother of Cole. Graduated last year.
Cole is currently at Eckerd.
First pitch outside. Throw goes down and pops in and out of the glove of Commander at second base. First, the pitch was a ball. Cole played a big role, again, as a senior leader for the Indians last year. Got hurt. Couldn't really pitch until later on in the season.
Yeah, with Merrick Houston getting hurt in the preseason game, Cole had to play shortstop for the first half of the year, and he was expecting/hoping to pitch a lot of the season, but that's just not how it turned out. But Cole stepped up, played a great shortstop. When you got a D1 guy like Merrick Houston go out, it just changes everything. The whole field changes. You got guys playing spots they don't normally play, but that's what you got to do. Great teams can do that successfully.
Merrick now at Wake Forest.
Merrick
like you said, Cole at Eckerd.
Yep, Cole's at Eckerd. Speaking of Merrick,
He 1-1 outside. Count goes to 2-1.
Merrick was telling me the other day that he doesn't know if he's going to start yet, but he should get a lot of playing time as a freshman, and that's pretty good. Wake Forest is a good baseball school. I think they're ranked in the top 10.
The 2-1 is grounded. Going to take a roll down the third baseline and squirts just foul.
That's that Pine View from Yoakum right there.
Intelligence. He calculated the angle.
That's exactly.
And sat and waited for it to go foul.
He probably did something like that in class today.
So 2-2 now. Runner takes the lead off second. 2-2. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Brady Shoemaker for out number 2.
That is that Frisbee slider.
Now batting, number 12, Brody Whitlock.
Wake Forest ranked number 6 in the nation. It goes LSU, Tennessee, Stanford, Ole Miss, Texas A&M, and Wake Forest.
And then Florida right below him, as you guys may know, Michael Robertson. He should be the starting center fielder this year. Florida graduated 2 of their outfielders, Judd Fabian, and can't recall the other guy.
First pitch is grounded over to Dunn at third. He'll fire to O'Connell at first and end this here in the top half of the third for that green team. We go to the bottom half. The black team will come back up, and we'll be right back here on the Venice Baseball broadcast, live from Venice High School. It's the green and black game. We'll be back in just a moment.
Billy Kraus.
Bottom half of the third, Billy Kraus with his first at-bat here of tonight's black and green game. He'll bunt the first one right back to Adrian. It's a low throw, but he gets him. Put out goes 1-3, and one pitch, one out for Adrian here in the bottom half of the third. Josh Grant and Jeffrey Fulcher here on the broadcast live from Venice High School. Thanks for joining us here wherever you're watching from tonight. I'm watching the views. I can see the views as they go along, and we've got some got a lot of people watching tonight, and so I'm really excited for the rest of this season. We hope you join us all season long. First pitch is outside for ball one.
Umpire's not warmed up yet. Threw that ball about 6 feet.
Look at him now. He's working the arm out. He's got to loosen it up. The 1-0 outside. Count goes to 2-0.
JP is a junior, I want to say. Sophomore, okay.
The 2-0 is there for strike one.
JP's got to get ready. Trent's just going to challenge him.
The 2-1 swung on and missed. Counts even now, 2-2. So we're talking about the top 25, a heavy Venice influence.
Yes. As I was saying before that half inning ended, Michael Robertson, who graduated here in 2021.
The 2-2 gets away from the catcher. He's got to get up and make the throw. And Marshall is safe at first, so it goes down as a strikeout. But Marshall will advance to first.
Now, as the catcher gets older, and I'm sure the coaches will tell him that when that happens and that guy's almost there to the bag, it's just hold the ball, because if you throw it, ends up down the right field line, then you got guys round the bases. But he'll learn that. It's early. But as I was saying, Michael Robertson, who graduated here in 2021, is slated to be the starting center fielder for Florida, and that's very big. Florida's a very, very good baseball team, baseball school.
We got Ralph watching. Thanks, Ralph. Stephen Ham says Fulcher is impressed. And Sean Montalvo from the Long Island Montalvos. You know, that's your uncle. 1-1 now.
Boy, the long lost
to
uncle.
the shortstop, Harder. Says Fulcher's doing a very nice job as a broadcast. Yes, Fulcher, you're great.
Thank you.
Doing an excellent job.
I appreciate it.
I might as well not even talk. You're doing so well.
No. Don't you say that.
As Marshall takes the lead off first. The 2-1 swung on and missed. Good pitch by Adrian. Count pulls even now at 2-2. Fulcher's actually going to take over on play-by-play to start the fourth inning.
Yep. So
as USF in the next couple of years is going to be looking for a new play-by-play guy. The 2-2 is lying right back at the center fielder. That's Bechtold. That's not Bechtold. That's Carter Cox for out number 2.
That was a nice piece of hitting there. Squared that ball up. Center. It's just baseball. Sometimes you square it up and it gets caught like that. So you just got to shake that one off and be ready to attack at the plate the next time. Those balls will eventually fall.
Brady Harden steps in for his first at-bat of the night.
Maybe a little over-anxious.
Goes upstairs and swings and misses for strike one.
Talking about, since we're on the topic of past Indians and where they're playing, 2021 graduate as well, Colin Blazek. He's not playing baseball in college. He's playing football, and he is slated to be QB1 for Ball State as their quarterback transferred, and he was QB2. So he's got a good shot to start over there and see what he can do.
The 0-2 to Harden. Foul back into the net.
Blazek played left field here in 2021.
There should be a book or at least a magazine article on Colin Blazek and how he came into this school and kind of took over as the varsity football starting quarterback and really emerged as a leader early on for this baseball team.
Yeah, I can speak a lot about Colin. Colin's my best friend, and he is such a humble and just that kid works hard. Behind the scenes, he will go get what he wants. There ain't nothing going to stop that
The
kid.
1-2 Harden swings and misses for strike 3. And that'll do it here in the bottom half of the third for the green team. Through 3 full, it's 5-0. The black team with the lead. We'll be right back here on the Venice baseball broadcast. Top of the fourth here from Venice High School. It's 5-0. The black team over the green team. Jake Embry steps in, and to do the play-by-play for this inning, I'll pass it over to Jeffrey Fulcher.
Thank you, Mr. Grant.
Stop calling me Mr. Grant.
Okay. Thank you, Josh, as that first pitch is fouled back. 0-1 count. As that pitch is outside, little slider right there.
I know who Foster Grant is. Yes.
Jake Embry, the younger brother of John Embry. Just swing and a miss. 1-2.
Good pitch there by Yoakum.
Mr. Grant,
Stop calling
sorry,
Mr. Grant.
Josh, I got a question for you. Do you think that the enlarged bases will ever make it down here?
No, and I hope not. I think it's a terrible rule for MLB
That ball is slowly hit the shortstop on the run, sidearm play, throw to first, runner out.
I'm all about for making improvements in the game, but to make the base larger, to me, that means more surface area for guys to slip on the base. I've always been a fan of the pitch clock. I've seen it work in the minor leagues. I've seen it work during spring training. I can tell you from some inside information there is a major, major fight over the pitch clock for this season, so we'll see if it's actually implemented. But either way, I don't think you'll see it here in the high school level.
Yeah, I hope not. As Montalvo steps in, takes strike 1. That ball is fouled to the left.
Hey, what a play down there on the third base dugout.
Who was that, Tilka?
I believe it was the left-handed catch off the net, and that's one of the improvements here that you would not see normally off the chain link fence.
You would not. That is Dr. Tilka. That ball is chopped to the mound. Yoakum is like a cat as he gets it, throws it to first to big old Purcell for out number 2.
Good job by Yoakum to get off the mound there. And we talked about the tough play for Purcell. You know, you got the best of both worlds here with the 6'8 Purcell. Yoakum able to make the play. As that'll bring up Evan Ellsworth.
Ellsworth steps in. Yoakum's got a quick inning going.
You can't do that now. Rule number 1, play-by-play.
Oh, whoops. As Yoakum,
you can allude to it, but you can't say that.
As Ellsworth takes that ball outside.
You could use different words. Efficiently. The 0-1 low and inside count goes to 1-1. Retired the first 2 batters. He's working efficiently here. stuff like that.
Gotcha. Learning on the fly here.
This is a good training ground here in the green and black game.
It is. As Yoakum misses inside. Didn't miss by much there. The count is now 3-0.
2 away here, top of the fourth.
Yoakum sets. Misses high for ball 4.
Ellsworth's on with a 4-pitch walk. As that'll bring up Judson, will get out here for his second AB of the night.
Now batting, number 7, King Judson.
Yoakum looks in, gets the pitch. Delivers. Runner takes off. Embry throws it down to second. Too late. Runner's in there safely with no tag.
The pitch was a strike. The throw a bit high from Embry. And good speed.
0-1, 2 outs. Yoakum looking to be efficient and get the third out here.
Big swing and a miss. Count goes 0-2.
Yoakum just blew that right by him. That ball had a lot of movement.
No, he did a good job. That was might have been his hardest pitch definitely his hardest pitch of the night.
It definitely was. I could see the movement from up here. As Yoakum looks in. He's got a runner on second. Delivers the pitch. Ooh, that did not miss by much, folks. That's one of those pitches that can go both ways. Unfortunately, it did not go Yoakum's way this time as the count runs to 1-2.
If Embry stays down just for another half second, that could have been strike 3.
That's what catcher Matt Gassetti was so good at, framing pitches. As Yoakum takes a peek at the runner on second.
And you think, we just to briefly talk about Major League Baseball, is you think guys would be getting better and better at framing pitches, but it's like a lost art that's not really being continually developed at the Major League level.
It's getting worse and worse. You see a lot of guys on their knees. Coach Faulkner absolutely despises that.
So there is a potential development in play with the electronic strike zone in Major League Baseball, which is really interesting. And we'll talk about that here in a second.
As Yoakum looks in, count 1-2. Fastball way outside any other's batter's box.
They briefly did in the Arizona Fall League, and what happens is the ball's tracked by TrackMan, and the batter can challenge a pitch by giving a signal, usually tapping the head. Now, each batter
Yoakum picks the second, runner in there safely.
Each batter gets a chance to challenge, but if they lose that challenge, those challenges are over. And you saw there was a viral clip of Yankees center fielder Jason Dominguez, the Martian, as he's called, making a challenge, and the pitch was overturned.
As Yoakum misses outside, the count now runs 3-2.
So I think Major League Baseball is 5 to 6 years away from an electronic strike zone.
I really hope that they do not do that.
I agree. I don't think it's necessary, but
Yoakum delivers, balls put into play, hit towards second. Second baseman gathers it, throws to first, a big Purcell for the outs.
And that'll do it here in the top half of the fourth. We go to the bottom. We'll be right back here on the Venice Baseball broadcast.
Welcome back live from Venice High School as the black team is up 5-0, and we are heading into the bottom of the fourth, I believe. It is Jeffrey Fulcher. Alongside me is Josh Grant.
Stephen Commander.
Nate Winterhalter is now on the mound. Nate is another side armor, as the Venice faithful have come to see over and over. As that ball is swung on and fouled back to the left.
And Winterhalter, a lot of good innings for the Indians last year.
A lot of important innings, too. Winterhalter pitched in a lot of big games, and he did really good. As Winterhalter delivers a pitch is fouled straight back. Count now runs to 0-2. Green team is still looking for their first hit. They got 0 hits, 4 errors. Obviously, no runs. As that ball is swung on and missed. That ball was in the other batter's box, but Winterhalter's off-speed pitch is that nasty that batters will do that.
He had no shot. That one fell right off the table.
He wouldn't have hit that with an oar. Would have missed that one with an oar. As it is 1 out in the bottom of the fourth, as Bechtold steps in. Winterhalter looks in. Deals. Catches the inside part of the plate for strike 1.
And you look at this Indian staff, you've got guys thrown out of every single arm slot. You got 6'8" Hunter Purcell. Then you come to Simon Yoakum.
As that ball is chopped on the third base line, foul.
And now Winterhalter. And the over-the-top Trent Adrian. So you're going to see a lot of different looks. You're going to see different looks from each pitcher here on the Indian staff.
Vinny, who is the late sports writer here, he has moved on to Virginia.
Well,
he's not
the former Venice Gondolier son, sports editor Vinny Portel, who is still alive and well.
Sorry, Vinny. I know you're doing good. But he has, as that ball is chopped to second base, second baseman Volk gathers it, throws to Trent Adrian for the second out of the inning. But Vinny has
number 23, right fielder,
compared the
Rocket.
Venice bullpen to, say, like the Rays bullpen. Just so many different arm slots, as Josh was saying. As Justice steps in. Takes ball 1 inside.
So one of the things, Jeffrey, not to continue on this, but one of the things you will learn at USF Broadcasting School is you will learn proper verbiage, and that's something that comes with practice.
As that pitch is taken outside for ball 2. As Crockett
that was lined down the third baseline. Third baseman drops to his knees. That was Judson to make the play for out number 3.
And the Greenies go 1, 2, 3.
And
the fourth, win of the fifth
that
inning.
completes the fourth inning.
5-0 for the black
The
team.
black team is up 5-0. We will see you at the top of the 5th. Welcome back to Venice High School as the black team is up 5-0 heading into the top of the 5th. Simon Yoakum is on the mound as he deals, and that pitch is fouled to the left.
Top of the order here for the black team, Carter Cox, Jeremiah Pachota, and Jackson Lucas with a 5-0 lead over the green team.
Yoakum looks in. Yoakum quick pitches. That ball is flared to short center. The second baseman drops back, catches the ball for out number 1. When there's no one on base, you are allowed to quick pitch. Now, if he did that with the runner on base, that would of course be a balk. But
batting the field at number 11, Jeremiah Pachota.
Jeremiah Pachota steps in to face the side armor.
So we briefly talked last inning
As that pitch is called for a strike on the outside part of the plate.
about the pitch clock. So the rule is basically the pitcher has 15 seconds from the time they get the ball. So the pitch clock, one of the new rules in MLB this year.
That's strike 2 right down the middle.
Pitcher has 15 seconds once they get the ball to deliver the pitch. If they do not deliver the pitch in that 15 seconds, it'll be called an automatic ball. If the batter does not step in a reasonable amount of time as the 0-2 is taken outside and low for ball 1, then it's an automatic ball as a way to speed up the game.
And yeah, that some pitchers like to take their time, so I'm definitely interested in seeing how this plays out. I think there's going to be a lot of ejections. Pitchers getting ejected.
You see a lot more quick pitches and hesitation in windups. As the 1-2 from Yoakum taken low counts even now, 2-2. You see a lot of quick pitches and a lot more hesitation in windups now as analytics continues to make a play on all levels.
Yes. 2-2 count. Yoakum looks in. He has the sign. He delivers. Strike 3 on the outside part of the plate. Froze Jeremiah Pachota for the backwards K.
Good spot by Yoakum.
That's what Yoakum does best.
One of the guys I love watching, but who drives me absolutely crazy, and I can't imagine stepping in against him. Not that he has even really good stuff, is Yankees lefty Nestor Cortez.
He's got a new leg kick for every pitch. As Jackson Lucas steps in to face Simon Yoakum. Little curveball fouled straight back.
And not as Jeff checks in, some guys 3 seconds umpire's best friends. Not only the umpire's best friend, but as a game day staff member in the control room, a staff's best friend, as those games kind of go pretty quickly with these quick pitchers. As the 0-1's outside and low for ball 1.
That was like the Rays Guardians first wild card game this past season. That game went through in like an hour and a half, 2 hours, because the pitchers threw strikes and they worked fast. As that ball is swung on and missed on the outside part of the plate, it is 1-2. Yoakum is looking for his strikeout, another strikeout. Excuse me.
4 in the first, 1 in the second for the black team. Nothing the third and the fourth inning. Yoakum looking to keep that as that one's lying down the third baseline foul. We'll stay here 1 and 2.
And if you are just joining us, we still got a lot of baseball to play. We are playing 9 innings tonight, Venice faithful. 9 innings because there is only one green versus black game.
High school normally 7 innings. We'll play 2 extra tonight. Trying to get some guys some work. Again, same result here as that one's lying down the third baseline, and we'll stay 1 and 2.
A crazy stat about Jackson Lucas is that last year when he was on JV, never struck out. That is impressive. Never striking out, that's just unheard of in baseball. Strikeouts going to happen. As Simon delivers the pitch, it is taking low for ball 2. Count runs to 2 and 2. 2 outs. Black team has 5 hits, no errors. This is Jackson Lucas. Fouls another ball off to the left side. We may need to get more baseballs soon.
And if you're in the chat, someone is trying to link to the broadcast. So don't ever click on those spam links as you see in the chat boxes. They will do nothing but steal your Facebook page.
As Jackson Lucas beats that ball into the ground to third baseman Nick Dunn, who tosses it over to big Hunter Purcell for out number 3. And that'll conclude the top half of the 5th inning as Black is still up 5-0. We will see you at the bottom of the 5th.
5-0.
Back here on the green and black game, it's 5-0, bottom half of the 5th. Josh Grant and Jeffrey Fulcher here on the broadcast. Thanks for joining us on a Friday night live from Venice High School. It's the first preseason game of the season. Season opens up in 10 days, and here for the play-by-play of this inning, we'll bring it back to Jeffrey Fulcher.
That was Nate Winterhalter on the pitch as it is fouled off into the dugout. Purcell tried to make a one-handed catch, but he's got brick, so he did not catch
You got to let that one go, Hunter.
Yeah, too valuable to break a finger. As Nate looks in, gets the sign. That's the ball taken low and inside.
There are no awards for making plays outside the lines.
I've never
Especially
ever
seen as a pitcher, as a key cog of the team, let that one go.
As that was swing and a miss by Nick Dunn on a nasty slider right there. Count runs to 1-2. Green still looking for their first hit of the night. As Nate looks in, delivers the pitch. That ball is taken for a ball on the outside part of the plate. Count runs to 2-2. You know, Josh, this could be a lethal 2-3, 1-2, however coach decides to fill them in the lineup every night. Nick Dunn, John Embry.
I agree. Tell me more.
They're just very dominant batters. As Dunn fouls the ball back, count remains 2-2.
You know, and both made big strides last year, and now, you know, hitting in the middle of the lineup. Nick Dunn, a freshman, hitting in the 3 spot most of the year last year. 2-3 went back and forth. Now is poised for a big season.
He is indeed, as that ball is taking low, which will bring the count to a full count. I believe Nate's first full count of the night. Nick Dunn does not go down easy. As that pitch delivered, taken for a ball on the inside part of the plate. Dunn almost swung, but was able to check his swing there, as that will bring up number 4, the catcher, John Embry.
Catcher number 4, Johnny Embry.
As Nick Dunn goes down to first.
Embry's, and I alluded to it earlier, but Embry looks like he's put on about 20 pounds of muscle in the offseason.
Embry is very strong. Very, very strong. As Nate looks in, delivers the pitch. Ball taking low for ball 1.
No outs here in the bottom half of the 5th.
I can attest, Embry is an absolute workhorse. He is a dog. As Nate delivers pitch, taken for a strike. Might have got a little help there from the umpire, but it's baseball. The count runs to 1-1. Dunn takes the lead over at first. Nate with the pitch. That ball, fastball runs inside. Count runs to 2-1. Good block there by the catcher.
And that. As the season goes on, that's a deadly pitch for Nate. That one just kind of falls off the inside corner. You know, if he can bring it back up a little bit, he can get a lot of guys looking at that. You can't really do anything with it, even if you swing and you make contact. Because that was line down the third baseline. Embry's on with a hit. And it's first and second now for the green team.
That ball had some get up on it. That ball was hit hard.
I think he hit it hard enough.
That was a hard hit.
A laser down to the third baseman, Mike Morrow.
Now batting, first baseman, number 26, Hunter Purcell.
You see that? He went to Jeffrey for the ruling. Attaboy,
yeah,
Fulcher.
Yep. Big, tall lefty, Hunter Purcell, steps in to face the sidewinder.
First hit of the night for the green team.
That is the first hit of the night. Thank you, Josh. As Hunter
That one's
going to
fall.
Left field, that ball will fall in the gap. As the left fielder gathers it, throws it to third. All runners are safe. This is the first threat the green team has thrown on the black team all night.
The bloop single by Purcell loads the bases now for Michael O'Connell, the freshman.
Now batting,
It's a great opportunity for the green team to strike here. Get this game within.
No outs.
Worrying about again.
No outs here, bottom half of the
Nate
fifth.
delivers. That ball is fouled to the right. O'Connell is just a little tardy. Dunn on third. Pardon me, but I can't see the pinch runner that's on second running for
That
Embry.
is Jason Allaire.
Allaire on second.
Courtesy running for John Embry.
And 100% at first. That ball is taking high, and that'll bring the count to 1-1. This is a big at-bat for the freshman.
Well, a base hit here does a lot. Not only changes the scoreboard, but does a lot for the freshman O'Connell. Made a couple of errors early in tonight's game.
As he beats that ball to the ground to the first baseman, Trent Adrian. Trent Adrian brings it home, has the out at first, or at home, excuse me.
So it's a fielder's choice. Runners out at home. Put out goes 3-2. O'Connell safe at first. So the bases are still loaded.
For Brady Shoemaker steps up.
Sam Hoppy.
Excuse me. Sorry. Sam Hoppy. First game for everyone.
You're doing a good job, Jeffrey.
Thank you. As Nate delivers the pitch, that ball is swung on and missed by about 2 feet for strike one.
That was a nasty pitch by Winterhalter.
Sam, if Sam gets a hold of one, the ball can go. I think he's just trying to put the ball in play. As that pitch is swung on and missed on again by about 2 feet for strike two. Don't be surprised if he throws that same pitch again.
He's got Hoppy on it twice. Catcher sets up on the outside corner. Look for that same pitch again right here. Fastball outside, way outside. Count goes to 1-2.
Sam Hoppy. 2-strike approach. Count is 1-2. Nate steps off, getting the signs. Peeks in. He's got the signs. He's come set. Purcell at second. Allaire at third. Another slider swung on and missed by about 2 feet. That'll make it 2 outs, and that will bring up number 50.
So you think about it, Fulcher. No outs, bases loaded. Now 2 outs here for Winterhalter.
As Kraus steps up. Kraus hits the ball to right field. Right fielder camps under it for the 3rd out.
And that was
in the bottom of the 5th as The black team is still winning 5-0. Green team got 2 hits. We will see you in the top of the 6th.
Top of the 6th here from Venice High School in the green and black game. New pitcher for the green team. The hard-throwing lefty, number 16, Job Fish, will take over on the mound. First guy up for the black team, Trent Adrian, Josh Grant, and Jeffrey Fulcher. And Jeffrey did a really good job there, play-by-play for 2 innings.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
All right, so Fish comes in, the lefty, the UCF commit. First pitch is high and inside for ball 1.
Leading off for the black team, first base.
Job's a sophomore, correct?
Just a sophomore is Fish.
Yes.
You can light up
The radar
gun.
Yes. Job's got it. Job's got something special.
The 1-0 is popped into shallow center field. Center fielder Bechtold will come in to make the play for out number 1.
Adrian just a little bit under that one. That's a good pitch by Job. Living down.
Maddox Volk steps in
Now batting, number 13,
for the black team.
Maddox Volk.
Fish could pitch some valuable innings this year on varsity. Lefty, throwing hard.
First pitch is right there on the outside part of the plate for strike 1.
As Josh said, as Joe was warming up, we need to get him a tighter hat.
Well, you'll see a couple times here. His hat's going to fly off. He's got a great head of hair, does Job Fish. As that one is lined into left field. Left fielder has to make a couple of steps back, hesitates. That's Hoppy, puts it away for out number 2.
Fellow left fielder here. Those balls are the tough ones. The one hit right at you.
That'll bring up number 5, Brady Shoemaker. And tough first time under the lights this season.
Job is working quick.
Efficiently.
Efficient. Got to use those bigger words.
First pitch is high outside for ball 1.
Working,
Fish is efficient here in his first inning of work.
Efficient and throwing strikes. Coach Shambora is in heaven right now.
You're not making your English teacher very proud.
You know, I had 3 different English teachers my sophomore year.
Yes, not one of them is very proud.
As Fish will kick and fire the 1-0 over for strike 1. Good pitch by Job.
Oof.
The 1-1 inside and low. Count goes to 2-1. Again, if you Your business wants to sponsor or advertise here on the Venice Baseball Broadcast. Email us at vhsbaseballbroadcast@gmail.com. You'll normally see the business branding up on the screen, the logo, phone number. We're even able to get out some commercials. We've got a great list of sponsors here thus far who've already signed up and committed to participate. Sharky's Gemini Apparel, Next Level Property Care, Venice Sports Cards and Collectibles, and Island Boat Rentals. Jody Callen, Sotheby's Premier International Realty, Mature Image Barbershop, Anthony's Italian Ice, and the Lucas Law Firm. We're always looking for more. So give us a shout, vhsbaseballbroadcast@gmail.com. The 3-2 on its way from Fish, fouled to the right side here. And we'll stay here. The count stays full.
You know, Josh, the hometown loves Venice High School. They will come out and support. You just got to go to them and ask them. That's the toughest part. Because these small shops and whatnot, they want to support the high school.
And they do such a great job. The 3-2 gets away from Fish.
That's what makes Venice special.
And he walks Shoemaker. That'll bring up Brady Whitlock.
That's how...
Batting number 12, Brody.
Oh, look at the wall
Whitlock.
sponsors. Look at all the
Exactly.
sponsors that they're able to take care of all programs here at Venice High School, not just the athletic programs. The community is definitely a great supporter of all things Venice. First pitch is outside for ball one.
And as Venice, as we all know, got hit pretty hard by Hurricane Ian, we have bounced back. And it's great to see. It took a community-wide effort, but we got it.
It was definitely a tough time for a lot of people, and still trying to get everything put back together.
Indeed. Indeed we are. But the community comes together, and day by day.
As that one is fouled, counts even now at 1-1. And one thing you did see a lot during the hurricane is a lot of the Venice students and athletes get out in the community and help those in need.
Indeed, and that's another thing why the community loves Venice Highs, because like you just said, Josh, the students and athletes, they give back to the community when the community gives to them.
The 1-1 fouled into the rock pile. Count goes to 1-2 now. 1 ball, 2 strike, 2 out here. Top half of the 6th.
He is up on that plate. Toes are on the white line.
As that one gets away. 2.
As a pitcher, when a guy's squeezing you like that, you're kind of like, I don't know. It may.
Please describe that.
I'm trying to find the words.
You got to come inside. You got if he's crowding the plate, you got to bust him inside. Can't do anything with it as the runner takes off for second.
Gotta let it fly.
Purcell can't make the throw. So a good move by Fish.
And as we alluded to earlier in the game, that'll be fixed by tonight, 11:30, by the man himself, Joe K. Speaking of the man himself, Coach K is out there right now.
The 2-2 official look at him at second.
Who is that at second?
That is Brady Shoemaker.
That is Brady Shoemaker.
The 2-2 slap down the third baseline. Good idea by Whitlock. Good 2-strike hitting.
That was took the words out of my mouth there, Josh. That is great 2-strike hitting.
We'll stay here 2-2.
Fighting to stay alive, fighting to see another pitch. Yeah. Learning on the fly, right?
Oh, every day. We're always learning on the fly. Haven't heard of Jackson Die Let's Go in a little
I haven't
bit.
either. You know why? Because there hasn't been a run since the second inning. The game has really, really quieted down.
The 2-2 low and outside. Embry makes a throw down to third. Got him at third base. John Embry catches Brady Shoemaker stealing, and that'll do it here in the top half of the 6th. We go to the bottom. We'll be right back here on the Venice Baseball Broadcast.
Carter Cox.
New pitcher on the mound for the black team, number 14, Carter Cox.
Leading off for the green team,
Moves in from
number
center
29,
field here in the bottom half of the
J.P.
sixth.
Marshall.
In the annual, well, we'll call this one the first annual, but it's normally the Green and White World Series. It's the one-game black and green game here tonight, live from Venice High School. Josh Bolcher on the podcast. First pitch from Carter Cox is a strike to the number 29. That's J.P. Marshall, the 9-spot hitter here for the green team. Trailing 5-0 here in the bottom half of the sixth. The 0-1. There it is. It's 0-2 now to Marshall. 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes now to the right-handed hitter Marshall.
You know, Josh, the green and white game brings out a lot of the Venice alumni. I think we have Dalton Guthrie sitting down there.
The 0-2
the
high and
third base
outside.
dugout.
Count goes to 1-2.
Dalton Guthrie is a current Phillies. He was on their playoff roster.
He was on the NLCS roster,
Yes,
to
he
be
was.
exact. He was on the DS and the CS roster.
He got himself 1 home run and a
Marshall
slew of
calls
other
time.
hits. Guthrie is a staple of Venice High baseball in 2012, 2013, which really helped them be successful during those years.
The 1-2 goes to 2-2 as that one's outside. Interesting time for Philadelphia sports. The Eagles obviously playing the Super Bowl Sunday night. The poles are greased in downtown Philadelphia.
That ain't going to stop them. They're going to be at the top of them light poles by halftime.
The 2-2, Marshall looks at it, and from 0-2, the count goes full.
This is a big spotlight here for the freshman pitcher, Cox. It's his first little taste of varsity games.
Barbie is watching, says go Carter. It's full now to Marshall. The 3-2 from Cox. Grounded right back to the second baseman, Volt. He'll flip to Adrian for out number 1.
JP, nothing to be mad about there. Put the baseball in play. That's all you can ask for.
Jake Carter.
It's one of the things I don't understand, especially in professional sports, why the fans, after teams win, want to burn the city down.
Yeah, I don't understand it.
I don't get it.
Makes zero sense.
I remember back when, and I talked to Trey Burton about this, and Trey Burton's such a nice guy, and as a New England Patriots fan, I looked at him and I was like, I'm not supposed to like you, but you're such a nice guy. So we were talking, and those Philadelphia fans are
Crazy.
unbelievable. They've already had to
Crazy.
grease the light poles, and I remember after the Eagles beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl, one of my favorite Twitter follows was there was a Philadelphia police Twitter account, and they had ripped a Taco Bell sign out and was walking on their shoulders down the streets.
That's great. That is great. So someone's got a Taco Bell sign sitting in their garage right now.
So good luck to the Eagles against the Chiefs. Again, we were that whole thing came up with Dalton Guthrie here in attendance.
Yes.
So it's a 1-2 count.
Could you imagine, Josh, if
Now to Harder.
If the Venice fans were like the Eagles fans every time a sports team here won championships, we wouldn't have a city left.
The 1-2 low and outside counts even now at 2-2. Actually, just announced yesterday the next parade of champions honoring the volleyball team, and I believe it was some of the state championship swimmers will be held on March 25th. Let me go back and find the email from Athletic Director Pete Dombrowski. There it is.
That ball is fouled straight back.
State championship swimmers Maeve Eckerman, Amadeus Knopp, and the state championship volleyball team. The Parade of Champions will be held on March 25th through the streets of the island of Venice. Always fun. It's always a great time. Come out and support. You can purchase championship merchandise to help purchase the state championship rings that have already been designed and already look so absolutely gorgeous. The 2-2 slap foul count stays even at 2-2.
The Venice faithful have become accustomed to watching their student athletes parade down Venice Ave, and honestly, it's special to watch. Really neat for the athletes, really neat for the communities.
It is. I rode. Listen. I rode the fire truck in 2017 in the bucket with a camera filming for VTV News, and it was the most fun. It was so much fun to be able to ride the fire truck. So I can't imagine that was before I was affiliated with the athletic programs. With some of these guys and the coaching staff be able to ride those trucks, it's got to be an incredible feeling seeing the Venice faithful.
Yeah, Coach Ray sitting up here in the booth with us. He's gone on a few trips around Venice Ave.
The 3-2's line into the gap. As Harder's on with a single, the third hit of the night for the green team.
Have you gone on?
Now batting number 24, Brody.
Gonna bring up number 24, Brady Harden.
Also going on in Venice sports, Venice Little League season starts tomorrow. Opening day starts at around 10 o'clock. So if you want to come support the youth baseball in the city, come out to Chuck Ryder Field. Action starts tomorrow for your local Little League.
And you guys almost won.
We did almost won. Our 12-year-old all-star team made it all the way to second in the state of Florida. That's the farthest the team has ever gone from Venice. So it was a really special thing being able to coach those kids and that experience. And I'll always remember that. Those kids will always remember it. The other coaches I was with will always remember it. It was real special.
Counts even now to Harden at 1-1. I would love to go, Jeffrey, but I have to get my windshield replaced.
That some things take priority.
He's got him again, and this time the runner is out at second. So the first lefty tonight to successfully pick a runner off. That's out number 2.
And to hit on Little League just one more time, it was really appreciate Coach Faulkner and Coach K letting the Little League guys come into the Venice facility and hitting in the cage and using their field. They really liked that.
Harden slaps that one down to third. The throw is up and high. Adrian comes back down to make the play for out number 3. We go to the top half of the 7th inning here on the Black and Green game. We'll be right back on the Venice Baseball broadcast. Job Fish out for his second inning of work here in the top half of the 7th. Brody Whitlock leads it off for the black team. And the black team with a 5-0 lead over the green team. First pitch is high and outside. And we should have a Job Fish hat counter. I believe that's 4 tonight.
We should. If we can get that on the screen.
1-0 is lined into center field. Bechtold's got to get a chase. And he does and makes the play for out number 1. Good wheels on Kyle Bechtold to make that play.
Bechtold, a relative of former Indian 2021 graduate Aiden Korn. They've been working a lot together with hitting.
Batting catcher number 2, Jake Embry.
Korn, if the Venice faithful remember, could absolutely mash a baseball.
As the first pitch from Fish is fouled off the right side for strike 1.
A little Venice high history. Aiden Korn in 2018 hit the go-ahead run in. I believe he hit it off the pitcher.
And scored the game-tying run in the 2017, or was the 2018 state championship game. I remember that down at, it's now CenturyLink Field, but it was then Hammond Stadium. The 0-2 swung on and missed for strike 3. Jake Gembry is down swinging for out number 2. Quick work here by Joe Fish.
I said it once, I said it twice, I'll say it again. Coach Shambora loves to see that. Loves to see quick outs. Save your pitch count. That's what allows you to go deeper into ball games.
The first pitch is swung on and missed for strike 1. My favorite shot of that whole state championship game, I gave a GoPro to the guy I knew who could get the best shot.
Good old Justin
in the
Hanley.
dog pile, and that was Justin Hanley. Right before they ran off of the dog pile, I said, take this GoPro, and he did. Swung on and missed. 3 pitches, 3 strikes, and that at bat by Fish. And that'll do it here in the top half of the 7th. We go to the bottom of the 7th. We'll be right back here. And the black and green game live from Venice High School. Bottom of the order here for the green team. Stephen Commander, the second baseman, leads it off against Carter Cox, the freshman, in his second inning of work. 5-0 here for the black team. As first pitch, he squares around the bunts. He keeps it, and it's strike 1. 4 in the first, 1 in the second, but the green pitching staff has put up 5 zeros in a row.
I think
so all the damage done early for the black team.
I think that last bunt attempt, he was just trying to run before he actually laid the bunt down.
You got to get something going. Got to get the offense going.
Why not? Third baseman's playing back.
The 0-2 swung on and missed. Catcher makes the tag for out number 1. Cox with a 3-pitch strikeout. As we go back to the top of the order, number 1, the center fielder, Kyle Bechtold. And in that case, you know, this will come with more experience. You still try and throw down at first.
Yes. Because you never want to leave a call up to the umpire.
4 pitches, 4 strikes now for Cox as Bechtold takes a big cut on that one and misses for strike 1.
As I said earlier about Bechtold and Aiden Korn, if you remember Aiden Korn's swing, Bechtold is almost the same thing.
The 0-1, big cut again, and it's 0-2 now. But just slow down and get on base.
Just put the baseball in play. I love saying that when I'm coaching my Little League fellas.
The 0-2, that one bounces in front of the plate for ball 1.
Bechtel's got speed. That's all Bechtel's got to do. Playing center field, replacing DeSavion Castaway and John Whitney, who could absolutely fly.
The 1-2 line foul into the mobile home park off the first baseline. And we'll stay here 1-2. I wonder if those residents are like, it's baseball season is not in season right now. We got a break because they get pelted with baseballs.
Yes, they do.
From February to May.
But you know what?
I think they love it. Swung on and missed for strike 3. And Cox has 2 strikeouts here in the bottom half of the 7th.
You think they have
now batting, right field, number 23.
baseball window broken insurance?
Baseball, what in the world is baseball window broken insurance?
That's 20-year-old talk. That's at the house talk.
As Crockett takes the first pitch and lines it into left field, Pachota goes over to make the play for an out, number 3. 3 up, 3 down here for Cox in the bottom of the 7th. We go to the top of the 8th. You don't say that often here in high school baseball. Top of the 8th here from the green and black game, and we'll be right back at the Venice Baseball broadcast. Top of the 8th here, new pitcher for the green team, number 9, Eli Houston.
Eli Houston is the younger brother of Merrick Houston, as we have talked about already in the broadcast.
The 10-hole hitter, Evan Ellsworth, leading off for the black team.
Eli Houston, another side armor. His nickname on the team is Sonny Boy. Don't ask me how or why, it's just his nickname.
Sonny Boy, huh?
Sonny Boy.
All right, so 0-1 now to Ellsworth. Good pitch by Houston for strike 2 looked at by Ellsworth. So again, opening night for these Venice Indians, your Venice Indians, February 20th at home against St. John Newman. First pitch is at 7 o'clock. 2 preseason games, one on Valentine's Day. That one's on the road at ODA. And February 17th on a Friday night here at home against ODA. Both at 7 o'clock. We will not have a broadcast, but want you to come out here to watch your Indians in their final tune-up before the regular season play starts. The 1-2 outside. Count goes to 2-2.
A little story for you, Josh, about
Cannot wait for this one.
broken windows. As the Venice faithful may remember, John Whitney, who graduated last year, 3-year varsity player, who is currently at Sanford. John's a big golf guy. John was golfing at a golf course. John hit a terrible slice. John broke a window. That window ended up being Coach K's window.
Oh, no.
Yep. So John got a little surprised by Coach K.
And is that the end of the story?
That's the end of the story.
So every time you end an awkward story, you have to end it with, and then I found $5. The 3-2 swung on and missed for strike 3. Eli Houston with his first strikeout of the night. And there's one away here in the top of the 8th.
So, Venice faithful, you ever see Coach K? Ask him about John Whitney's golf ball that landed in his bathroom.
Jeffrey, you talk about the influence of Coach K as a member of this coaching staff. Lots of great coaches in this entire program, but Coach K is really a special kind of coach.
Coach K is the oil to the whole machine. Coach K makes this thing work. Coach K is you would say, the crazy one, as you would say.
Okay.
He's the motivator. He has a lot to do with coming up with all the slogans and just getting the kids going, getting the kids amped up for a game. He's like a guy I coached with the Little League, Bradley Schmell, who was on the 2007 state championship team, told me that one day they came out here to practice and they looked on top of the wall out there in the outfield, and Joe K was standing on top of it in a ghillie suit. And he said, I have never seen anything like it.
Can you explain to those watching what a ghillie suit is?
Did I say it wrong?
I don't know what you're...
Oh, it's like a hunting, like you wear it to hunt. It's full camouflage, and it was just crazy. It was a thing Coach K did to get the kids hyped up, and him and Coach Faulkner just have these little stories that they tell or do things to get the team hyped up, get the team ready for a game. It's a big part of baseball. It's mental. You got to be mentally tough to play this game.
Count is now 1-2. Just misses outside. It's even now 2-2. One away here in the top half of the 8th.
There's a bunch of great Coach K stories out there. If you ask just former players, I'm sure that they have a lot of great ones.
The 2-2 misses outside. It's 3-2. Now to Keaton White. His first at bat of the night. The 3-2 from Houston misses outside, and White's on with a walk. Here with one away in the top of the 8th. And that'll bring up the pitcher, number 14, Carter Cox.
Carter Cox.
Looked good all around the field tonight, offensively, in center field, and now on the mound. Freshman on the varsity team this season. As the runner takes off, it's grounded to the second baseman. He's only got one play to first. It's a low throw to Purcell, but he gets it for out number 2.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Coach Ray, but Coach K and Coach Faulkner met because Coach K was Faulkner's pool cleaner or plumber or something like that? Yeah, so Coach K was doing some plumbing for Coach Faulkner. One thing led to another. Coach K said, hey, I can throw some BP. Coach, if you can throw BP, Coach Faulkner will have you out here. And one thing led to another, and that's how Coach K has become a staple of Venice High baseball. A little fun fact for you.
This guy right here played with Coach K.
Oh, really?
107 years.
The man sitting next to me, Josh, he throws a mean BP. I don't know why you don't get out there and throw some BP sometime.
Well, I don't want to be that guy to come in and show all the other guys up.
Okay.
I like to stay under the radar.
Respectable.
It's an 0-1 count now to Jeremiah Pachota. I actually love throwing BP. I used to actually back at points with the Charlotte Stone Crabs. I've been the PA guy down there since 2009. Not anymore since the Stone Crabs don't exist anymore. But every time we'd have a season ticket holder event, I'd be the one out there throwing BP to the season ticket holders, and some of them I would throw really easy to, and some who complained a lot about different things, I would just smoke them. And it was always
smoking the season ticket members.
It's a 1-1 count now.
I wonder if they came back.
To Pachota, and he'll step off. We've got a balk on Houston.
That is what you cannot do.
So the runner heads over to third again. That's White. So an RBI spot here for Pachota.
That is the one thing I need to work on is my BP throwing. It is atrocious.
So 1-1, big swing and a miss, and it's 1-2.
I came out here during Green Giants during the summer to help out with coaching and whatnot, and I was thrown in the cage. I hit justice, and I felt so bad. And Coach K
Wait a minute, you hit a guy throwing BP?
Yes, I actually one-hopped it and hit him.
You shouldn't be anywhere near any
So,
BP anything.
after that, Coach K had me thrown into the side net for about 45 minutes. And whether it helped, that's here or there, but
And that speaks to the character of Venice baseball players is you are now a graduated senior just trying to help out, and Coach K still made you.
Yeah, he
as
did.
that was line in the left center field gap. The left fielder gets under it. Good,
I think that's
good
Billy.
run there by, I believe that's Billy Krause. And he puts it away for out number 3. So, again, that speaks to the character of the Venice High baseball players and coaching staff, was now as an adult helping out. They can still make you do stuff, and you willingly go work on your craft. As we go to the bottom of the 8th here, live from Venice High School, it's a black and green game. We'll be right back on the Venice Baseball broadcast. New pitcher for the black team is Nate Dunn, number 22, the lefty, the younger brother of Nick Dunn. And what an AB here. Younger brother Nate versus older brother Nick. The lefty versus the righty. As first pitch is low and inside for ball 1.
This is why you just love baseball moments like this. These two, what remember it forever.
The first time they face each other in a Venice uniform, and Nate looks like he gets the best of Nick because that one's lofted into center field. And the center fielder puts it away for out number 1, and Nate Dunn 1, Nick Dunn 0.
Nate will hold that over him
Forever.
forever.
Catcher number 4, Johnny Embry.
As well he should.
Yes, he should. Yes, he should indeed.
John Embry steps in, the 4-hole hitter for the green team. First pitch is outside for ball 1.
A little more Venice High alumni news. Mike Rivera, who was on the 2012-2013 state championship team, who went to Florida and won a national championship there as well. He is now coaching at Florida. So he's there with Mike Robertson. Just a little bit of fun fact for you.
2-0 now to Embry. The 2-1 misses high. Count goes to 3-0.
There's the buzz cut. Embry show it off.
The 3-0 get me over fastballs there for strike 1.
Embry's got a lot of pop in his bat, as we have seen the last 2 years. if Emory gets a hold of one.
The 3-1 misses low, and John Embry's on with a walk here in the bottom half of the 8th. A 1-out walk brings up Hunter Purcell. Start off the game on the mound tonight, had a rocky couple of innings.
First baseman number 26, Hunter Purcell.
She allowed the five runs on the board were not all earned.
No. 4 errors, that definitely does not help at all when you're pitching.
And we got a pinch runner, courtesy runner again. That's Jason Allaire at Embry at first.
Baseball is 70% failure, courtesy of my father, Jeff Fulcher. Texted me that. You will fail 7 out of 10 times in the sport. That's why it is the most mentally challenging sport to play. You got to be able to face adversity and overcome it.
You should quote that. Signed, Jeffrey Fulcher. The 1-0 is Mrs. Lowe. Count goes to 2-0.
An example of that is Hunter Purcell. Had a rough couple innings, but his at-bats have been good. You got to have short memory when you're playing baseball.
The 2-0 to Purcell is low, and it's 3-0 now.
And Hunter, he's just, you can attest to this, Josh. He is such a good kid.
The best. Literally the best.
Great family. I mean, nothing more you can ask for.
The 3-0 from Dunn. Inside, just misses hitting Purcell. So back-to-back walks here. Puts runners on first and second for Michael O'Connell.
As Purcell launches his bat into the dugout.
O'Connell.
The freshman O'Connell. I believe this is his third at-bat of the night. And 5-5-0 for the black team, 0-3-4 for the green team. First pitch to O'Connell for strike one.
The Greenies don't want to run themselves out of the inning here. They're chasing 5 with only 2 more at-bats left. They got to string something together here.
As that was line right back at the second baseman.
The umpires don't know what's going on here.
We're seeing the first base dugout saying it dropped. Not seeing what we got to see the umpire make the call here.
Hold on. The umpire in the middle field's just standing there. Has not made any gesture yet.
Yeah, we've got timeout on the field. So Coach Faulkner with his first trot out to the umpire.
Okay, so what he's saying is the ball was not a catch. So therefore, the guy's out at second, Purcell's out at second.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Another fun fact for the Venice faithful.
Fun fact.
Coach Faulkner has never been thrown out of a baseball game here at Venice High. Coach Ray, am I correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, okay. Thank you.
So the runner's out at second. O'Connell's still at first. And we got 2 away here in the bottom of the 8th. As Sam Hoppy steps in, runners on the corners.
Nobody's ever going to say that.
That's the one thing about Coach Faulkner that I have picked up from playing here for 4 years is that when things do go bad, he doesn't show it. Like you may see other coaches get mad and just throw their hands up or whatnot.
Well, it's character. He's a character.
It is. Things could be going absolute terrible, but he will still stand there and pretend like it's not. And that's a great quality to have as a coach as well.
First pitch is low and inside for ball 1. There are 2 outs. The 1-0 pitch, big swing and a miss by Hoppy for strike 1.
I think Sam's thinking too much, swinging too hard. I think he just needs to take a breath, just relax, put the baseball in play. He's a strong kid. If he hits the ball, it's going to go hard somewhere.
The 1-1 from Dunn. Good pitch for strike 2. Well, you look at it's preseason game 1. You got plenty of time to get this right, and we'll talk about the schedule a little further as we should have pretty much every game here except for the IMG tournament As the 1-2, he checks his swing, and it's 2-2. The reason why we can't broadcast the IMG tournament is because they have their own broadcasting and streaming service. So those games will be played March 30th, a doubleheader on March 31st, and then April 1st before they come back home on April 4th to take on Parkview, Georgia.
They are nationally ranked year in, year out. Very good baseball program there.
The 2-2.
I also saw Island Coast on there. They just won the state championship last year for their division, and they have a lot of those guys that contributed during that state championship run. They came back, so they're going to be a very dangerous team.
It's 3-2 now to Hoppy. Runners on second and third. The 3-2 freezes Sam Hoppy for strike 3, and Dunn gets out of it with no damage done. So we're through 8 full here on the island of Venice. We go to the top of the ninth. Black team with a 5-0 lead. We'll be right back here on the Venice Baseball broadcast. Top of the ninth here. New pitcher for the green team.
Leading off for the black team
Is
number 10, Jackson Lucas.
hard to see here.
That's Logan Stevens.
Logan Stevens. There we go. Logan Stevens now pitcher for the green team here in the top half of the ninth. First pitch is lined down into left field.
So Jackson Luke, that is Jackson
That's number
Lucas.
10, Jackson Lucas, on with a leadoff single here in the top of the ninth.
Nice piece
And
of
ready
hitting
here,
there.
let's get a let's go.
Oh.
I was waiting for it. No let's go by Jackson.
Maybe Jackson's a little tired. It is.
So the sixth hit of the night for the black team. Now bring up Trent Adrian.
Adrian.
No, a little something for you, Josh. My first year of coaching Little League was 5 years ago when I was a freshman in high school. Logan was actually on the first team I coached in Little League.
Well, how about that?
Yep.
Thanks, Jeff.
You're welcome.
Jeffrey.
Yep.
No outs here, top half of the ninth. First pitch is a strike to Adrian. As Lucas takes off, that one is low, and Lucas is in with a stolen base.
JP didn't even attempt to throw that ball because there was a ball in the dirt. There was no way he was going to get him anyways. So that was a smart decision there, holding the baseball. Don't want to.
If you know you're not going to get him, don't try to make the throw.
Exactly. That's how the circus comes to town.
You overthrow. Either throw it in the dirt or throw it 12 feet over the shortstop or second baseman's head.
Yep.
1-1 count now as that one's low and outside for ball 2. As it looked like Stevens just kind of held on to that one for a little too long. in his release.
You know, Logan Stevens' dad was pitching the MLB for the Orioles.
As he takes off, they've got him in between second and third. And Lucas tried to get greedy, but Stevens picked him off. It goes 1-5. Does a pickoff, and there's now the first out of the inning.
Yeah, so Logan's dad actually pitched in the MLB for the Orioles. He's a fellow Australian, so he was on the Australian Olympic team, and when they came in second, he's got that silver medal, which is pretty cool.
It is Fun Fact Friday with Fulcher.
It is.
The 2-1 goes to 3-1 now. That's your best fun fact of the night, I think.
Yeah, you think that?
The 3-1 is grounded into the third base dugout. And the count is now full 3-2.
He started the game, the first game in New York after 9/11 for Orioles. So he said that was a very, very special moment.
The 3-2 to Adrian
Watch out,
line
Logan.
right back at the feet of Stevens. Just made it out of the way. Adrian's on with a hit, the 7th hit of the night. He almost lost the left foot.
Now batting, number 13, Maddox Wolf.
I'm not sure how he got out of the way of that one, to be honest with you.
I will say not much of a vertical there on Jackson Stevens.
Logan.
Logan Stevens, excuse me.
No, not at all.
Can clear
Got
it.
him.
And we
Here we
got him
go.
in between first and second. And he's out at second.
First rundown complete of the night. Get better as it goes.
That's 2 away.
That rundown was done exactly how Coach K would like it. Purcell caught the ball. Purcell threw the ball as soon as he got it. Laid the tag down, runner out. That's how that's done. A rundown should take less than 2 throws. Ideally 1, if it's done correctly. And they will practice that. That's why Venice is so good. They do the little things correctly.
The 1-0 on the outside part of the plate for strike one. What's the move? He says you throw the ball, you lollygaggers. You throw the ball, you catch the ball, you hit the ball, and that's the key to baseball.
What movie is that from?
Bull Durham. The 1-1 is fly down the right field line. Foul. Bull Durham, the greatest baseball movie in history.
That's respectable.
Don't at me.
Very respectable.
1-2 count now.
That's a
That
nice
one's
piece of
grounded
hitting.
down to third base. Dunn picks it up and makes a throw across the diamond for out number 3. As we go here to the bottom of the 9th in the green and black game, it's 5-0. The black team can close this one out. And we'll be right back here on the Venice Baseball broadcast.
Pachota on the mound leading off.
Bottom of the ninth here in the green and black game. New pitcher for the black team is Jeremiah Pachota. So first three up for the green team. Billy Krause, J.P. Marshall.
Let me tell you, Josh, after – go ahead.
Go ahead.
After playing baseball here for 4 years and being able to play in the green and white game for 4 years, this game may not seem like it means a lot to the kids, but let me tell you, it means a lot. It's bragging rights. It's the winner gets T-shirts. The kids love the T-shirts. I love the T-shirts.
Provided by Gemini Apparel, one of the great sponsors here on the Venice Baseball broadcast, along with the rest of the sponsors who will bring you this action all season long. Before the end of tonight's game, we'll throw him a mention again. Grateful to have him here on the broadcast. It's a 1-2 count now to Billy Krause.
So this game means a lot. The coaches are super competitive.
He drops that one in there, but just misses. Good pitch by Pachota, evens the count at 2-2.
Yeah, Pachota could find himself on the mound a lot this year. It's going to be whoever can throw strikes, whoever can get the job done is going to be up there.
The 2-2 swung on and missed for strike three. There's out number one. I can equate this game to the Turkey Bowl the football team has every Thanksgiving. The defense versus the offense.
Yep.
And they talk a lot of trash in between the two sides of the football.
Yeah, it means a lot to the kids. It really does. You look forward to this game. You remember these games forever.
J.P. Marshall steps in and takes that first pitch for strike number one.
Now batting number 29, catcher J.P.
One of the games I'm really looking forward to on the Indians' schedule this year, and it's the April 14th game at Cool Today Park, spring training home of the Atlanta Braves against the Sarasota Sailors. Always a fun atmosphere to play in. Kids get to play on a major league field, and some of them, they played on it every year.
It's a really cool experience. I was able to play on that field for 2 years, these last 2 years, and it's really neat walking out there. And the grass, it's the nicest grass you ever walked on. The dirt is just so nice. The field is absolutely beautiful. It's super special to play on that field.
The 2-1 is grounded foul down the first baseline. It's 2-2.
I don't want to jinx anything, knock on wood. Venice is undefeated in the Brave Stadium.
And it's fun to call from my perspective. It's fun to sit high atop the press box and radio row of Cool Today Park, be able to call the Venice Indians to a victory as Marshall lines that one into shallow right field. So J.P. Marshall's on with a base hit, a one-out hit here in the bottom of the ninth, and that'll bring up number 11, Jake Harder.
This will be the second time we have played Sarasota and the Braves. The first year they did it, we played Northport. We run-ruled them. The next year we played Sarasota. We beat them. Last year it was Lemon Bay, and so this year it's Sarasota again.
Jake Allaire running for Marshall at first base on the speed up road. Allaire running.
That's Allaire running once again for the catcher.
Seems like Allaire is taking over my duties.
Now batting, number 11, Jake Potter.
First pitch is in there for strike one. Four hits now for the green team, 4 hits, 4 errors. That helped lead to the 5 black team runs as the 0-1 is chopped to the third baseline foul. Count goes to 0-2. Thanks, everybody, for sticking in with us tonight on a Friday night here, live on Facebook and YouTube. And thanks to our sponsors who will be bringing the action all season long. Sharky's Group, Gemini Apparel, Next Level Property Care, new sponsor, Venice Sports Cards and Collectibles, and Island Boat Rentals. Jody Callan, Premier Sotheby's International Realty, been a sponsor since the day we started here of this Venice Baseball broadcast. Mature Image Barbershop, Anthony's Italian Ice, and Lucas Law Firm. Always looking for more. If you're interested in partnering with us here on the Venice Baseball broadcast, email vhsbaseballbroadcast@gmail.com. As that one's grounded over to the second baseman. They'll flip it to first for one, and Allaire got there.
Allaire stumbling and falling, run the second. I hope he's all right.
Well, and you know, in effect, what he did, that would have been a tough double play to turn, but in effect, he stopped the double play.
Yeah.
Again, that would have been tough for Volk to get him at second had he been running full speed, as it was a little chopper to the left of the second baseman.
Allaire ran the fall down play 3/4 of the way to second base there.
2 outs here in the bottom half of the night for Brady Harden. First pitch by Harden is low and outside for ball 1.
Greenies just need to find something here. They're down to their last out.
Runner at second is Allaire. The 1-0 is low, and count goes to 2-0.
It'll be interesting this year, Josh, who takes over that closer role. I have no idea who it's going to be. What are your thoughts? Do you have any guesses?
I don't think there
I don't think you can.
really
guess.
any defined role.
Yeah.
You see a lot in baseball now. There's defined roles, don't necessarily exist. You go with guys who are pitching well at certain times, and guys that can shut that door at certain times. And it's always seems to be fluid. I mean, you look at, we always use this example, but you look at the Tampa Bay Rays, who have been their back into the bullpen has been fluid for years. They've kind of finally found a guy in Pete Fairbanks to close it out, but as the season goes on, hot hands change. It's a 2-2 now to Harden. Green team down to their final strike here in the green and black game.
I was going to say the last you would say closer Venice had, I would say would be Ian Jensen in 2021.
Absolutely. The 2-2 swung on and missed, and the black team are victorious here in the green and black game. 5-7-0 for the black team, 0-4-4 for the green team. And we cannot wait to bring you the action with opening night, on April 20th against St. John Newman. First pitch will be at 7 o'clock. We'll be live about 6:45 here on the Venice Baseball broadcast. If you get the chance to come out and see the Indians in the preseason action against ODA on the road on February 14th, that's Valentine's Day, or next Friday night at home here against ODA at 7 o'clock. Again, if you and your business want to partner with us here at the Venice Baseball Broadcast, email at vhsbaseballbroadcast@gmail.com. It's going to be a great season, and I can't wait to bring you all the action live here on the Venice Indian Baseball Facebook and YouTube pages. Jeffrey, you did a great job tonight. Thanks for joining me. It was a lot more fun having you here tonight in a 9-inning game than doing it by myself. So you're welcome anytime here in the broadcast booth. And again, thanks for joining me.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Josh, for letting me come.
So
really do.
We will see you on Monday, February 20th, as your Indians have their home opener against St. John Newman live at 7 o'clock. We'll see you then. Have a great night. Thanks again for joining us here in the Venice Baseball Broadcast.